Welcome to Wisdom's Peaceful Harmony. I'm Dr. Lynette Wiest, and in this video, I'm going to talk about what it means to be free to walk on love's path and to be free from a selfish agenda. So listen to this statement. When we see through a lens of love, we are free to be our best selves and to do our part to make a better world. Love is safe, fear is disruptive. So I'm going to explain this in a minute, but first consider this idea. When we look through our eyes, the lens that we wear on our eyes is created from our heart. The lens interprets how we see the world. And so how our heart sees the world determines how we think, how we feel, and how we act towards ourselves and others. So what does this mean? It means that as we trust love, we free ourselves from any selfish agenda. Love creates self-respect. Self-respect is the opposite of selfishness. So allow love to create your thoughts and your actions towards yourself and towards others. And then you'll have the freedom to know the limitlessness of your possibilities, and you'll be free from the limits of selfishness. Choosing to trust love will bring you freedom to be your best self, to be true to who you are, and to be loving, and to be free of any thoughts and beliefs that will get in your way. Now realize, although comfort and safety may occur, until everyone submits to love's truths, results of fear will impact this world, including you. It will impact you. So expect your loving thoughts and your loving behaviors to be misunderstood. Be humble enough to not demand that others understand you. Trust your love. Don't trust fear. Fear disrupts your ability to think clearly because it's toxic to your brain. And like a bad drug, it's addictive. So be careful. Be free to love and detox from fear. And then be compassionate when others don't use their love and they do use their fear of the unknown when they judge you. They just don't understand. So use love to address their fear. Have patience for any ignorance. Humility shows us that we do not get credit for what love creates through us. Better than getting any credit, we allow love to create through us, and then we are created by love. And in this way, we bring more love into ourselves and then into the world. Live out the truth that love is the only thing that can withstand anything. It is safe. Do your part to increase love in the world. It is so needed. Love creates the best of us, meaning love is our best hope to be a wonderful species of humans. Just like the fish can't see the water that it swims in, we swim in love, even if we can't see this sometimes. Submit to love to free yourself of whatever fears you have thought you safe. We keep our fears because we think they keep us safe from danger. We have an illusion that fear keeps us safe, but that's just wrong. Fear creates toxic chemicals that are unhealthy for our organs, including our brains. But we don't need our brain. We do need our brains to think well, to create wise choices. So don't put toxic fear into your brain. Be careful. You can't really get away with flirting with fear because it's toxic energy. Fear is toxic energy and it creates anxiety. It's extremely addictive and it will disrupt your ability to think well. So what does it mean to submit to love? It means that you trust love. And the more that you trust love, the more fear is dissolved. Only love develops an enjoyable sense of who we honestly are. It develops our ability to be wise. Pledging your allegiance to anything other than love will create distractions. It will create the illusion that in order to be your best self, you're dependent on others being their best self. It's like putting your future in a prison of illusion, overly dependent on others. So in that prison, you're not free to see that the only honest choice to make for your life is to grow in love. It's a choice that's only dependent on your decision to do so. It's not dependent on others. So what is an illusion? An illusion is when the mind chooses thoughts that are not aligned with what love is doing right now, what it's really doing. Illusions put love's possibilities into a fake prison. For example, do we ever use unloving thoughts to judge a person? Yes. And when we judge someone who is promoting confusion and destructiveness, then we become confused and disruptive. Simply put, where we focus our mind is what fuels our mind. And by focusing away from love, like for example, being judgmental, we steal our own love and compassion for the other person. And that doesn't feel good to us. And it limits our freedom to love them. When we believe that we're being accused or judged, then we can't defend ourselves with fear. We can't defend ourselves with judgment or with hate. Fear and judgment and hate, they create misunderstanding. They create a skewed sense of truth, and they can create stupidity. And this would limit what love can do in and through us. Love protects the best of ourselves. We have to bypass fear and judgment and hate. Judgment, hate, and fear are placeholder words for a space that needs to be filled with love. So when we experience judgment, hate, or fear, we are simply becoming aware of a space that needs to be filled with love. So remember that. The wisdom of love says that we can attack and resolve problems, but only by not attacking the other person. So how much do we trust love's wisdom, despite the illusion of fear-induced limitations? And I have posted a video titled Wisdom Beyond Ego, which is on the playlist. So you can look at it for that at the end of this video. Thich Nhat Hanh says that, quote, when you are able to love your enemy, they are no longer your enemy. Just as we must not judge others, we must not judge ourselves. Love's freedom does not provide space for self-condemnation. And self-condemnation steals. It steals time, it steals energy and emotions from love's purposes in our lives. Love has no limit. It is always an option. And the more that we allow love to use us, the more empowered and created by love we become. Love gives you endless opportunities. Don't let fear hide them from you. The freedom to love cannot be taken away from you. The responsibility, it lies on each of us, because the degree that we focus on our fear or on the fear of others is the degree that we ignore love's power in our lives. And when others around us are fearful, we need to respond with the power of love. Shine the light of love so brightly that fear's clouds can't hide love's possibilities. By showing others the power of love, you provide others the opportunity to transcend their fears. We are free to the degree that we trust love. When we dissolve illusions of the limits of love, then we are free to know love no matter what. A life of love is immersed in freedom and in truth. In reality, love is not given or received. Love is the freedom that we swim in. And in love, the heart is free to imagine and then create from infinite possibilities. Through love, we see the divinity of all. We are free to grow in strength and power, putting our minds and our emotions into joyful possibilities. Love brings clarity to see through an honest perspective, free of blame and resentment or any clouds of fear that dim love's sunlight. We have to be free to be willing to trust love. Then, the freedom to confidently live out the truth of who we are in love becomes reality, not just a concept. As we live in this freedom, we share it with everyone. Many people are ready to trust your love's power, but they are looking for your permission and your example. Now, please know that this YouTube channel includes videos about relationships, about unconditional love, about being peaceful no matter the circumstance, about family patterns and wisdom and how to be your best self, about effective communication skills, assertiveness skills, how to understand your emotions and your feelings, how to increase love and decrease fear and anxiety, and so much more. So subscribe over here if you want to be notified of new videos that I post right over here. Also, see the playlist down here for the videos that I've already posted. Welcome.